So let's bring it on up here and see which one we're going to be playing on. We saw Secret on Villa in the last Playday. We're going to go to Oregon in this one. Okay, I'm just going to preface this. The casters for this game is a great combination of Hap and Dezichu. And if you know Des, he is going to be jumping in his seat at the sight of Oregon being our next game. Guys, just a quick few sentences. What is Oregon like for people that haven't seen it yet? In PL, we'll start with you, Jess.
Oregon's changed a little bit. It's not so defender-sided anymore. There's a lot more the attackers can do. There's a lot of hard breaching. So look out for how they deal with those walls. I think that's something we should be looking for.
Yeah, we got to see Secret play it against Na'Vi with no Thatcher and no Maverick. That really changed the thing, the spectrum of things. And Secret were happy to play the Kali. So I'm really hoping we get similar bans and we get to see these teams play it as well.
I'm excited to see if Kali's going to be in play. KS played so well on that. So, as I say, James, pretty excited. Let's take a look at what people think about this game. You can go and vote on the matches at R6 Esports EU. 79% for BDS. BDS power, some would say. 4% draw, 70% Secret. Here it is now. Let's go to game. Oregon, Des, and Hap, all yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Milosh. And you heard it yourself, ladies and gents. It's another Oregon Playday. Man, I'm so lucky I got scheduled for this game once again. And I'm joined by Hap. And I'm pretty sure this is our second time covering Oregon together. Secret versus BDS. I think coming into this one, everyone has expectations. They think we're going to see BDS do unto Secret what they have done to other teams. However, I look back at it, and just as the analyst said, they were against a weakened couple of sides. Vitality still finding their feet. Chaos with a questionable game earlier today, and not really the best result against BDS either. Is Secret going to be their first challenge here in the European League, Hap?
That is indeed going to be the question. However, we cannot downplay BDS, their abilities, of course. They have been doing quite well. As you said, they only dropped 2 rounds in the entirety of the league. And yes, you might be playing against weaker teams, but it still gives away that you are a very skillful team. And on the other hand, we do have Secret, a very tactical team, I must say, very methodical.
Yep.
Might be what's necessary to finally stop these gunners from BDS. So it's really all up in the air right now until we've seen we have seen the first couple of rounds play out.
Absolutely agree with you. I always think about Secret as a team that are very good at putting plays together. They don't really have these kind of out-and-out fraggers who can charge their way through a whole team and find themselves 3 or 4 kills in a round. They'd rely more on the team play rather than on the individual, which is a strength and a weakness depending on how you look at it, right? On the other side of BDS, you're looking at Playday and Shaiko and saying, well, we even saw what Alem can do the other day as well. He tore his way through their opposition in Chaos. It could turn out to be the same today with 3 potential big gunners on side. Who knows how it's going to play out? But to rattle through these bans really quickly, Capitan Wamai banned away by BDS. It is becoming a hot ban for them as it breaks up this anti-grenade comp. We see a lot of teams running these days where it's a Jaeger and a Wamai together. On the other side for Team Secret, a couple of different bans coming out in this one as well. Thatcher and Valkyrie, I guess you could say, are relatively expected these days. We touched on Valkyrie being banned away sometimes here because with Echo currently being default banned, it removes the need to bring along an IQ as much.
Now, we talked about it a bit before, right? Maybe the fact that Kali's being brought is due to the fact that it's Maverick and Thatcher being banned. However, the Maverick is available now, but it's still Secret, prompting out to go for the Kali and the Termite combination. So we're not going to be seeing that the actual Maverick interplay, at least not straight away, from the likes of Secret. And they want to go on with their Kali, something we have seen KS being very effective with. So let's see if that indeed will stay that way.
Shall indeed. Only with the 1 hard breach on side does make me wonder if the focus here is going to be on the hatches or if it is going to be a construction take. You can only really look towards one angle of attack. And in this case, when you only have, of course, 2 exothermics on side, it does limit things out for you a little bit. Otherwise, though, I'm looking at their lineup. We saw Draven playing on the Iana quite a bit last week on this map in particular. And Hive being on that trusty Nomad is going to try and pin down these roamers on the side of BDS. We saw how much fun BDS had against Vitality in week 1 back on Coastline. They were literally contesting them as soon as Vitality even tried to get inside the building. Exactly the same story the other day, even all the way through to the penultimate round on that map. Shaiko was at a window, finding himself a double kill off the spawn peak. So limiting these guys here and not giving them the option to go and play this really ridiculous aggressive roam is 100% on the agenda of Team Secret here. As things start off, they have got 4 or 5 members playing on site. So I'd wager that, yes, actually, it is a pretty passive setup coming out of things for BDS, at least to kick things off.
BDS not going hyper aggressive yet, as we have seen from them many times before, and that might be due to the fact that they, well, maybe respect their team, their opponent team of Secret a bit more. They know, of course, as well, they're a very strategic kind of team. You don't want to just run in and potentially get caught out due to the fact that they are prepared for it. Shaiko right here will be holding off of these backstairs with that Goyo shield just standing by right there. Has to be careful, however, not to receive a impact from Prado, as that will almost basically instantly kill him.
Prano, Zofia being one of his main operators as well. He is kind of the, dare I say, star fragger of the team. I think it's hard to call anyone on this team a star fragger because Hype has really stepped up in the last week. But for these boys, again, it's about the team play mainly. You're rarely going to see Prano being given the agency to run off and do his own thing unless they're sending him on a flank, which you may well end up seeing when they defend the top floor. For now, though, the focus is on the downstairs, and as expected from Secret, they are looking towards taking the northeast side of the basement here with an entry into blue and 1 or 2 trying to push their way down those big tower stairs and try and take control of this north side of the map, which is bunker, and then you start working your way down south until you can get the plant just inside a supply by pushing in through electric.
I like the fact how the Termite opened up the hatch first just to get some extra pressure down for as soon as they actually managed to get the full wall open. Right now, Mute Jammer has been dispatched. They can actually enter with the drones. And the Yana clone from the Gemini replicator will be taken out. Well, it might have been a little bit of a shock there for Shaiko. Slowly but steadily, Secret is getting, well, closer and closer to the current setup that Shaiko is running right here. All they need is one impact in the right place as the ADSs are being wasted. Long angle opened up, but it's Draven. Perfectly played. Expo follows it up, and that is definitely not how BDS would expect this first round to unfold.
Absolutely not there. Shoko getting isolated by drones, by grenades, by multiple angles being held. He was in a stalemate, as you might call it, in chess there. He could stay still when he wouldn't die, but as soon as he looked to move, there were 2 or 3 members watching angles where he could possibly look to move through. So as long as they don't miss those shots, it's all theirs for the taking. Someone who doesn't miss shots, though, is going to be Renshiro on the Goyo, picking up Expo, and that puts us into a 4 versus 3. No drones left on the side of Secret, mind you. This is going to be a blind push in the final 25 seconds to try and make this plan happen.
Yeah, with these 20 seconds left, there is also going to be spots coming out from the likes of BDS onto these players. They know exactly where they are. And slowly Secret is going to, well, set up for this. KS is covering with the sniper rifle, able to get one down. Is he going to be able to get second? No, it's Renshiro to get it. It's only up to Rafaldo, though, but he will be able to take down Hive. As, well, his fellow team member was down, and that means BDS still able to pick up that first round, even though a very good start to come in from the likes of Secret right there, able to take down 2 key members of BDS from the get-go.
It is hard there. I mean, Shaiko got himself pincered in. I did worry for a while that we were seeing Secret just throwing drone after drone after drone at him. They were down to about 2 left with 60 seconds on the clock, and I was like, guys, we've probably seen Shaiko kill 3 or 4 drones at this point, yet no one has looked to push him. It took them to get down to just 2 or so remaining before they finally went for the play of chucking a flash over, forcing him to move and having KS being all the more welcoming to him with a free kill onto arguably one of the star players here on BDS. But the problem again is that when you're out of drones towards the later stage of the round, you're pushing in blind, and I don't think they anticipated the Maestro to rotate up into supply as we saw come through. And he finds a free kill for himself in towards the hallway. Good round out of BDS. Definitely a star round coming out for Renshiro with 3 kills to his name.
Yeah, playing perfectly well onto that Goyo, using that Vector to the best of his ability. And Rafal in the end to clutch out the 1v1. Often people tone that down a bit, you know, it's just a 1v1, what do you mean? But it's still the round winning factor in the end, right? So if you lose that one, you lose the round, and in the end, nothing more matters than just getting that round in. Like, whether you get the kills or not, that only point is what counts. So BDS deciding to opt to go to the top floor now, quite logically, in my opinion, up to the kids and dorms. So opening up some verticals right there might indicate that BDS is willing to play from the kitchen area. Maybe try and deny entry into, for example, the attic from there.
Yeah, some teams do play inside a kitchen. We see it out of Godsend in the Nordics a lot, looking to play downstairs and be using these C4s from below. Thank you very much, Easy, who is our observer for this week. In case you hadn't guessed, Medics is out for this week and Easy is in, but don't worry, they'll keep on trading as the season goes by. They are playing quite static upstairs once again, so it's not quite the roam game I think you'd probably come to expect out of a team like BDS. However, thinking on it, Clubhouse is one of their favorite maps. They are used to this very strategic playstyle where it isn't all about running around the map like headless chickens as we see on things like Coastline or Consulate and just clicking on heads everywhere you go, because the boys are very, very good at that. Here today you get a chance to see if they can do the same on a map like Oregon. It's very, very passive, but the big question comes, if you've seen them dominate on those two more Fragger-related maps, and they absolutely dominate their opposition there, if they come through and dominate today here on Oregon, what kind of map do you take them to shut them down? It's going to be really hard to see how a team can stop them. It's why coming into this has said to me, Secret are the team that get to prove if someone can stop BDS in their tracks.
Definitely going to a more strategic kind of map, and they're playing against a very strategic heavy team in the likes of Secret. So Secret can stop them. Who can right here? And Shiro just going aggressive right there onto Expo. Yes, he loses quite a bit of HP, but he still managed to take down the actual Termite, which is going to be making it hard for them to open up, as KS will just get the confirmed kill onto Renshiro. Of course, he has been damaged a bit before. That means that, well, it's an instant kill from this rifle to come through. Shaiko, however, will be finding Hive with that. The Nomad's gone. Not sure if all the airchips have been deployed, Des, because that might be quite crucial for later on this round.
I mean, they've lost two members here in ways they really shouldn't. When a Maestro swings out onto a window and brings down your hard breach and Hive dies solo elsewhere without getting much done, it doesn't put the rest of the team in a comfortable position. So BDS playing this kind of aggressive defense that we speak about they like to play is netting them results so far. And it's on the side of Secret here to come up with something different, because KS can't stand on this double window all round long hoping for the best. I'm wondering maybe where the pressure is coming in. If they're taking control of Attic to begin with and got someone on that north window inside of Kids, that could have led to a very, very different outcome. But alas, no one is there and things are looking a bit, should I say, simple here. Prano's going to push his way up White Stairs. We've seen this quite a few times from him before. In fact, it was here where they broke the defense of Na'Vi with a shot through to Kendrew through the angle that you're seeing on your screen right now. So they've got the capability, they just got to land these shots, and somehow the plant's gone down.
Somehow, indeed, the plant's gone down. Playday not able to stall it out yet. They now need to go from below. The shots are coming in, but the actual plant is sticking. Rafale is going to be able to get the defuse there. They had some impacts available left on that Sophia. You should have just used them there because you saw him swap out to the lifeline, but Yana was just a bit quicker to just go there and go for the pre-fire, actually hitting Alems. I don't think they had a clue that the defuse was already going down on the BDS side of things, but very well read right here by the Frenchman. Just realizing, all right, they are downstairs or on white. We can go for a defuse without them noticing. Oh, and that leaves us up in a 2-0 right now for the likes of BDS with only 4 kills on the likes of Secret. And BDS, they were a bit on like the middle ground last season, right? They weren't like actively contending for that first 2, especially not later on in the season. But now they're definitely looking like a top contender, maybe even. They won all their matches so far and not seeming to struggle as of yet on this Oregon right here. Something that might be considered their weakness as, well, a more frag-heavy team as people see them. Like, people see them as fraggers, and then you would say a Clubhouse or an Oregon might be the place to take them. But, well, BDS is trying to debunk that myth right now and instantly say, nah. Till here and no further, we are here to win this entire stage.
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing is, again, with BDS, it's one of their favorite maps is Clubhouse. And it's like, if that is the map that they consider themselves one of the best on, they feel the most capable on, that is a map that we know is being quite checklist-based. It's very communication-based across your team. It requires you pushing at the same time. It requires efficient use of time with the utility that you have. And we've already seen, again, what they can do on Coastline and Consulate in the last 7 days or so. Where do you take them to beat them? And it's one of those ones that I'm constantly wondering is, what is the turning point where we say, okay, genuinely, who the hell can stop BDS? Because they stomped last week. They're doing okay here so far. It's only 2 rounds in, so we'll give it a bit more time. They have pushed quite aggressively into multiple members of Secret and found themselves kills very early on in these rounds. But if they come out the back of this in dominant fashion as well, I do start wondering, can teams like G2, who we saw struggle against Empire earlier on, it was a great game, but it definitely kind of came down to broken expectations. I think given how G2 have played, many thought they'd be the ones coming out on top of that fixture. Who is the team going to be that genuinely shuts them down?
I think we will really have to wait for a Na'Vi or a G2 to try and challenge out on BDS. I think that is what we need to be looking out for. And of course, I believe next week we're getting that G2 versus BDS game. That might be when we finally see, is BDS stoppable, or are they going to be here to reign supreme of this first stage and go into, well, the finals that are being held online, like the mini majors as people call them, as the clear favorites.
Mini majors, the best things coming up, no doubt. Either way, with how this round started out, we are indeed on the kitchen side, as you can see, kitchen and dining. But the point of assault is coming from Team Secret up towards Big Tower, as if they were assaulting an alternative site. My biggest worry here is the fact that spending so much time trying to take control of this top floor is it is going to remove resources when they could have been committed in towards the west. We've seen some teams take over small tower and stage an assault from there. Otherwise, you're looking potentially at the risk of BDS doing a hold in towards Attic or in towards Master, where Prano is right now, just trying to slow them down from getting control of the top floor. However, they have backed away. Shaiko isn't really being so willing to be aggressive here. I think he's seen the drones coming out. They have an idea on what's going on, and Prano is just trying to snake his way through this top floor to be able to isolate these roamers and pick them off. You've still got Lem playing entirely by himself here inside of Kids. If he gets picked off here, that could be a massive loss for them, because he has got a C4 for later in the round if they do get control of Kids.
There we go.
Pew, pew, pew.
So the grenade being tossed in by Draven, and indeed it lands. Shaco will decide to rotate down. And it's going to be up to BDS right now to fight with one man less as the Yana clone is coming in. Gets sniped by Shaco. That was a bit of a scare, wasn't it, Des?
It baited even me. Come on.
Definitely. Shaco is not afraid. He just keeps on taking these fights. Wants to contest Secret on this top floor for as long as he possibly can, just to stall out and waste as much time as he humanly possibly can. There's been Shiro right here. Just pull the trigger. That's all you need to do. It's a bit too late. I told you to do that like a second before, but he's not going to be able to pick up that kill. Prano survives. Shaco, in the meantime, however, did manage to pick up KS, and that is keeping things somewhat even, but Draven is now coming in to step up. Meaning only Playday and Shaiko are going to be left alive, but it's still Playday. We're talking about the clutch master on the likes of BDS, but he falls to Hive. But it's going to be only up to Shaiko now. It's a one-on-one situation. As the down came in, Shaiko needs to stay alive for just a tit-tat more. And he will! He hit just in time, leaned up to the right side, and it is going to be BDS to win that round, but just barely, as he was on his pistol against a fully automatic AR.
That's what I call a tuck. Tucking yourself in the corner there as tight as you can get. And it was just that few milliseconds it squeezed out that ultimately brought that round their way. That was so ridiculously close. It could be 2-1, but no, it's 3-0. Really well played by BDS. We now get to go into the second rotation of sites, and we go back downstairs. Laundry supply coming back up. We're seeing a castle being brought along this time. I wonder if we see Shaiko find himself isolated again inside a boiler, or if this time round there is a bit of a different strategy. I would wager that you might see a castle looking to do a bit of work upstairs with the barricades to make life a little bit more uncomfortable for the attackers here, along with the vigil.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of the castle barricades, and this is a hot take, right? Due to the fact how they opened up last time onto that blue wall, into that, into red right there. If they just castle off that door to make it safe for Shaiko to rotate out in case they open it up. Right now, there we get it. Exactly. Shiro reinforcing it, because that's how he got killed last time, and now they have to use an extra piece of utility if they want to open that up. And Shaiko will be a bit safe to play in that position.
10 seconds to go.
One thing we're seeing here is what most teams will look to do when you bring a castle is reinforcing that double door inside of the hallway up towards the northwest of your screen. Whole reason for that is that you're blocking the easy access in towards castle. You're cutting off that in towards kitchen, cutting off that long sightline, and also making it safer for you as defenders to play inside a meeting if you so choose. That exactly looks to be their plan here, because looking at it, we had a couple roaming upstairs just a second ago. They've managed to soften up, or they've chosen to soften up that hatch inside a meeting, and it looks like they're going to try and go for a hold here with some electrification put on towards the meeting walls as well. So they're not wanting to give over control of Big Tower, it feels like, for the most part. They're saying don't get too comfortable, because you might just find us swinging out onto you, and you'll be in hot water then.
I get some good information there on that drone, hearing that the Mute's still placing down some Mute jammers. You might want to go a bit too aggressive due to that fact, but I'm not sure if they know Shaiko is still around in that position as well. But what I think it is right here is Playday will be basically told to stall out as long as possible with Shaiko as they can. Drop through the hedge as soon as it gets to heat, like too hot underneath their feet, and then they will start dropping in. But in that case, it's actually Secret that already took control of this hallway right here. Draven with a double kill to go through is going to be able to take the basement into their control right here. Rafale tries to respond right here from supply using that TCSG, but he's unaware of where these players from Secret are going to be coming from. As Shaiko will be returning the favor right now, probably from the hatch dropping down. Indeed, he did. Right now playing on the side. Secret called the rush onto the actual side as they saw it was quite clear. It's going to be a down to coming into Draven. It's an effective 3-on-3 situation. Shaiko's going to get tagged up by the actual rifle right there. Probably an arm shot to come through, hence not the instant down. that is going to give him an opportunity to fight just a bit longer.
Have tried the best here, Secret, and done a pretty good job so far of getting control of the north, but that down is really going to slow things down for them. And the more drones they have coming in, the more effective BDS, it seems, are at taking them out. They're down to one or two drones left. Honestly, keep count of how many Shaiko is killing in these rounds, because earlier on they are trying to drone him out to make sure they know what he is and what kind of crazy plays he's about to make. But every single time he spots a drone, it's going down incredibly quick. And intel is so important to a team like this. The second kill comes through for him. No drones down towards the south right here. Hype and Draven have got a lot of work to do. And where's Prano? Prano's above them inside a boiler. So it's kind of this middle ground being set up here, this horizontal divide across your screen right now between the 3 versus 3. With 45 seconds to go, that diffuser is in no man's land. It is very tough for Secret to take this one, unless they can, of course, make use of the Ana to change some things around for them.
Well, they at least know that Freezer is now going to be clear, but as the diffuser is dropped right there in the double doorway, Prano will have to force himself through, but if Rafale just peeks this out, he might be able to respond to that, but it's going to be Hype instead to get the kill to Shaiko. It's going to be a double kill. No, just one to come down. It's a one-on-one Playday against Draven yet again. They need the team kill to come in, but who else than Playday do you want to have in this current position? He swings out, spots the defuse, and gets the kill. It's BDS to go for 4 right here, and they're unstoppable, it seems like, even though Secret gets so close. A team kill right here could have pretty much, like, if that was prevented, that could have pretty much been the round for them.
In a couple of rounds now where it has come down to the wire in terms of who walks away the winner, but it's BDS with all the rounds on board at the minute, 4-0. And that last round was a nice hold, a good vertical hold coming out of BDS. They were looking to waste time on the side of Secret, force them to burn out some utility. Ultimately, when it came down to the push downstairs, there wasn't really much to be done for the side of Secret. And as you see in one of the leaderboard popping up here on your screen, Draven being the only one currently really stepping up for the team and carrying them through in the kills department. Really got to find a way to put the clamp here on BDS and slow them down a little bit, because these aggressive defenses where they aren't sitting dead static, they are being willing to step forward and contest. It's really starting to hurt Secret on their attacking half.
Definitely is. Like, they're trying to set up for their attack, right? But every single time they do, it is actually like BDS that as soon as they start making a move, they just peak more aggressively. And they managed to actually take the advantage because of that. Perfect example was actually round number 2, when they were looking to go for a big window take, and then suddenly we had the Maestro over in Shiro just swinging out, getting the kill onto Expo. And when that happened, you already knew, like, okay, this is a big blow to the likes of Secret. They lost a Heart Breacher that basically eliminates the ability to go and access Big Tower to Attic, or to, well, access games from the Master Bedroom right there. So, like, you know, it's you gotta keep that in mind. That single pick, definitely round changing right there, and they gotta make sure it doesn't happen again. I doubt it will, but you never know with BDS.
A couple of times now where it's looked a bit uncomfortable for them. I'd like to see a more, air quotes, conventional attack maybe coming out of Secret here, as look to take control of the north side, get control of Attic, push your way through, assume control of Pig, and have someone coming in on the south side of the building as well inside of Master. Once you have that kind of vertical slice up the map there where you have control of the nice long corridor all the way down from the top side of Attic, all the way down to the south, that can work wonders for you, because you can then start looking to go for your push across to the west, and at the same time, you can back yourself up with those Nomad jabs on Armory Stairs. So there is a plan here they can play to. It looks like they're trying to go for that in this round, and equally BDS are prepared. They've got a couple of these ADSs set up nearby. Interestingly, that hatch has been less soft, so I'm not sure if the intent later on is to play with the C4 down there, or something else crazy, but as it sits right now, it's a very, air quotes, conventional round to kick things off.
It definitely is, and these two ADSs are going to be making it hard right here for the likes of Secret to try and chill, and Shaiko, all he has to do is be passive here. Don't peek long, because if you do, you might get yourself taken out. I believe there was an impact to just fly through and actually deny one of the ADSs. Shaiko, however, still has one left, which he covered up with his body beforehand. You see Secret trying to take control. They want to go actually from this Master Bedroom into games, but the new Mew Jammer has been deployed already. Not sure how many he can recycle again. Of course, they're waiting for the Kali to take it out. He might actually be present on that Mew Jammer to be able to pick it up again. I'm not sure if that's what they want to go for. Shaiko again, As you said, picking up these drones right here, now going prone to cross. This is so smart from Shaiko. Is KS going to be aware of this? I don't think he is, as that Lance is being caught out by one of the ADSs. Meaning only one charge remains. And he goes aggressive on the peak right now, but KS isn't there yet. Is he going to be able to find him if he peeks in? That's the question we're all waiting and dying for to see, as Expo will finally be able to open up the games. Rafael will have to fall back. It's BDS that will soon get their entry upon them. It is Prano to fall first, and again, the favor to go in, well, into BDS's favor.
Psycho's gone. This is good, really good. They managed to clear the one who was playing out of dorms here as well, and could probably look to get themselves inside the games and go for a plant. The big issue they've got to worry about is the fact that floor is soft and has been shot open. There's someone playing downstairs, so they... The what?
The breach is glitched. You saw Expo say good game. That makes me think there's something. No, they cannot get through. They already rotated out as well. They cannot plant there. And now the planter gets down. Draven gets taken out. And just BDS raiding in with the kills. They open up the breach, but Expo tried to get through. Couldn't. Typed good game and rotated around. That makes me think that they couldn't be going through the actual breach right there into games, which completely threw the strat off. Like there was nothing else that could change at that point.
That's horrible as well, because that game room plant is so crucial. You want to get into that top left corner of the games room itself. You are safely behind a concrete corner, and no one can disrupt you unless they are playing from below. But Secret had someone on the downstairs. It would have gone well for them, but ultimately, you're then running into a line of 3 or 4 from the side of BDS who gunned them down, and they find themselves at 5-0. This has been a few rounds looking a bit shaky for Secret, not strictly that last round. I thought that was actually a really good approach from them. They did everything right the way they should have. In previous rounds, they'll be looking back in and thinking, man, if that TK hadn't happened, if that 1v1 had gone better, if we'd been half a second faster, whatever it turns out to be, there's a few rounds here where luck has not been on their side.
Definitely not. But even though, well, things went the way they did, that does definitely mean that BDS is currently up onto 5 rounds against the 0 from Team Secret. They have the opportunity to go for a flawless first half right here. Definitely, well, if that happens, I don't know if Secret is going to be able to come back from that. Of course, we have seen them make great comebacks, especially in Challenger League. It's still the same lineup, so they have the opportunity to. However, this BDS is a different beast than any of the teams we have seen in Challenger League. Tempra, I wouldn't even say they're going to be able to contest super heavily with BDS right now. And that was like the biggest opponent for Orgless back in that league. So BDS, he's super strong right here, and Secret really need to get this round in to get some confidence back for that second half.
Fun bit of trivia for you. These guys actually met, not entirely in the same roster formats that you're seeing here. There were a couple of players from Team Secret. I believe Prano was subbing in from Ghost Skillet at the time. These guys played each other all the way back in CL Season 10. BDS, of course, went on to win Season 10. Secret came second in Season 11, and they now find themselves here on an elevated stage where ultimately the score is looking the same as how it would have before, if not slightly more dominant. So even though both teams have changed a few times, that old history is always a fun one to remember. Back when Team Secret were known as Orgless. KS, of course, on this rise back into the top level of competition for what feels like the 10,000th time now. I think it's been 2 or 3 times he's managed to make this bounce back in. So all in all, an interesting game with a bit of history behind it. Still, for today, it's not working out for the side of Secret, which is a shame as well, because they are an attacking favored team. They piece their attacks together so well. 51% win rate on the attacking side of things throughout all of this year. You would give them a lean on the attacking side of Oregon. A new map, it's where you think they would shine with being able to devise strats and a good bit of team play to carry them through. BDS are just saying, no, not today, my friends.
Not today, indeed, as BDS is not willing to give them more than one round in this match just to keep things going the way they are. And, well, KS still, of course, on that Kali. So far, not as effective as he was in the past in the different kind of games he has played. And, well, it's purely due to the fact that either BDS, like, per shoulder peeks him, bait the shot, then peek him again, or they're just not peeking him at all. Like, they know the Kali is being played, and that is actually forcing them to play a bit more passively or peek on the, like, areas where he isn't at to surprise the teammates that he brings. And, like, Secret tried to deal with it, but they didn't really find the opportunity to yet. And yeah, last round was a bit of a unfortunate series of events right there, the way it played out in the end. But like, I would have argued that BDS still had the opportunity to win that one, just purely due to the fact how they deal with the Kali. Just quick peek, make sure they're not going to be able to get in. As I say that, Prano picks up one, and Lamb's tried to respond, but he's going to be, well, shot down from many different sides. Has to be careful now, cannot be too aggressive, but yet he does. He goes for the peek and will be taken out as a result.
Oh, Prano.
Yeah, Prano just runs in for it, gets that double kill, runs past the White Stairs hold that was there. But now has to be careful. Actually picks up a triple kill right here. Prano going crazy, making sure that Secret still has a chance of actually winning one round on this attack-sided half of theirs.
Be so careful, mind you, about where Rafal and Brede are playing right now. They've still got the smokes to play with as well. All three are on side. The fight's going to come out, but however, it's an Ayana clone. Get baited, son. He screams as that decoy fades into existence. Rafal's going to find Expo, and this is what I was worried about. Going for the plant, you have a numbers advantage, but the cover wasn't quite there. They haven't cleared out the far west side of things right now. Aren't going to stop Brede once again. Where is the cover coming through here? It's a little bit late. They will swing round. It's Secret on a, Secret. Prano on a quadra kill. Make it an ace for the man. My word. I said earlier on in their shoes, they don't really have this fragger that can charge their way through a defensive lineup. Well, Prano, you have just proven me wrong. Well done, good sir. 3 kills on the upstairs, and then finds himself, once he drops down, 2 more to literally drag his team kicking and screaming over the finish line of that attacking half.
BDS managed to take down 2 separate diffusers right there in that round. We're only, well, 2-3 seconds short of actually managing to rotate around. And if Brede only managed to whip out his shotgun, for example, get that shot in or get the reload down just in time, Prano could have maybe been taken down. If that was the case, it could have been end of practice for the likes of Secret, and it could have been an 0-6 where we would be changing sides. However, Prano, he won his gunfights. Good on him, showing that Secret has that fragger available to themselves. And with that, right now, the 0-6 has been dodged. We are in the 1-5 area right now. It's going to be Secret to go into the defense. Now, that might not be their forte. It might not be their strongest point. Even though they're a strategy-heavy team, I still think they might be able to get in some extra rounds right here against BDS and show them that they're better than the rest. Look at Vitality. Better than other teams that BDS recently has stomped both French League and European League. Showing that they have the opportunity to fight back and maybe even fight it to a draw or a win if they turn on Flawless from here.
Really curious to see where they manage to play this clash as well, or what the intent of this one is. You could look to play it inside of Master to stop that South take coming through. It seems to be part of the focus, is they're even reinforcing up the Master doorway, so maybe it's more to play here at the top of Armory. Time will tell, or it could just be that it's here to try and waste some time inside of Pig. We'll see if the attack comes in from BDS up towards the north side of Attic. It is very normally where teams will come from. It is the default attack that most teams will go for. They can look to hold out here and just cause a bit of trouble for the attackers on their way through. This could be massive for them. A pretty interesting setup there as well, and leaving that left panel soft will mean it's a good rotation for them later in the round. Let's just hope to God that it isn't BDS who now storm up there and take control of that side of things. It does appear, though, the big window is going to be their focus, much like it was the Secret on their first round attack in this site.
And back then, that attack basically fell apart due to a wide swing to come in. Elems and Shaiko a bit blocking each other out right there on their swings around the corner. Right now, Draven will be flashing his Clash Shield around, showing, hey, you gotta have to deal with me in a bit as well. You better not use all your grenades before you you actually manage to get them into a good corner. As he's kind of handing that corner onto a platter right now. The drones he tries to take out with the SMG-9, but he misses every single shot on them. And the grenade comes in. Oh, just pulls out the shield in time to secure to not be killed. And right now, that second grenade will be tossed in just too quickly. No follow-up to go in, and he is still alive. There's no more grenades left. All they can do is actually, well, try and outplay him. Maybe concuss him a bit. They still have those available onto the Zofia, but will it be enough?
Quite possibly. The fact that he's alive after all 4 frags have been used is pretty good, but look at the rush coming out of BDS here. They're storming their way through. There's White Stairs. The actual site itself has been taken over, and Rafal is going for the plant. There is so much still to do here for Secret to fight their way back into this one, but the fight is not there for these boys. It's 5 versus 1. It's Chaos entirely by himself. He might be able to find one, but can he find any more? Something tells me the answer to that one is going to be no. 35 seconds left on that timer. A 1 versus 4. I think we've all seen how these tend to end before. Either way, they're now playing back into their own setups here, removing the barricades and fighting against shields. The attackers have fully assumed control of their defensive setup. He will find himself another one. We're down to 20 seconds. There's no way he can go all the way through. BDS take round number 7 and put themselves up to match point. This could be their third 7-1 in a row.
Definitely true, and I was just going to praise them right here for how well they played that. Just realizing how basically dug in these defenders are, how the backup that was offside in the form of KS was not going to be able to actually return in time. And like, due to that, just go for that rush. They know they're good aimers. They know they're good gunners. They are confident in their shots, and it definitely showed in that rush. You saw Shaiko run in, knew someone was in kids, instantly went for that kill. You saw the other people flicking around into the white stairs, into games, into attic. Everybody dead. Just KS left. And then you're in a 1-on-5 retake situation. Yes, you can try and spray them down a little bit, but if you're that far out and the attack is already that spread across your site, it's so hard for you to come back because you basically need to fight hurdle for hurdle for hurdle. And if every single one of those take about 7 to 8 seconds, right, there's not going to be enough time for you to actually get onto that defuse in the end, even if you would be winning every single one of your gunfights there.
I think what pains me the most about that last round is it paints the image of this matchup that I've had in my head ever since I saw it on the sheet. The biggest concern I've got is that although we see Secret as a great team that are really good at playing with synergy, with communication, with their playstyle in general, it's all about the team. When you come up against a team that can just run through you, as we saw Doki do to them in quite a couple of the rounds last week, that ultimately swung it for them. 1v3, 1v4, it didn't matter. He was charging his way through and literally dismantling the Secret defense. My biggest fear coming in today was you've got Shaiko on side, you've got Playday. We already saw what LMs did last week in their games too, I think in the second one when they played. It's just one of those situations where if this team can run at you and kill you, you are going to really struggle to have a very, very solid defense. That's exactly what we saw in the last round, despite the start of things going so well in Burning 4 ADSs by that clash. So it's a rough one. If we see another big play like that come through from BDS, where they've done their homework, done a bit of droning, and they know exactly where the members of Secret are, this could be lights out here at 7-1.
Yeah, definitely could be. And you mentioned Playday, Shaiko, and LMs. Like, those are, of course, standout players right now on the roster of BDS. But if you're looking at the scoreboard currently, you see Rafal on 5-on-3, Rinchiro on 7-on-5. They're definitely not sitting still either. They're pulling in their work. And BDS as a whole right now just completely activated. They're not slowing down whatsoever. Trying to go for a little bit of free fires through the hedge right there, but Expo already managed to rotate out. Actually going for a very late reinforcement, which is a kind of risk if you ask me. They've been easily pre-fired through the hatch after they opened up just a small bit with the Maverick. He could have ended the wrong way around. That could have been a smoke lost early on. But he managed to survive, not take a single point of damage. So props to him for pulling off that reinforcement.
We have to come back to that with my ban a little bit as well here, because I think that's part of the concern is that Secret can't do the normal settings we'd see them do on this map. Previously, what they've done is they've stuck someone inside a freezer behind a shield at the top, had magnets, ADSs, everything else there to stop them being destroyed out by grenades. With only the ADS on side now and quite a lot of grenades coming out of the other side, you're seeing 4 frags, you're seeing 6 flashes coming out, and the Zofia and the Ash at the same time. It makes life really, really difficult to play in these situations where normally Secret would be strong at holding. So they've already had to concede all of freezer, they've conceded all of the south side here towards Laundry, they've had to push their way back up north here. It is going to come down to winning gunfights once we see BDS try and push their way through.
Definitely so. 1 minute 10 left on the clock. You see Shaiko going a bit for that Prisma right there. In the meantime, Draven responding on his teammate over in Shiro as Playday will be joining the fight right here. Charge going through, will be giving away his spot again as that went right through the actual Prisma. Lems able to get the return onto KS. That brings it back to a 4-on-4. Drone hole being utilized right here. It's Hive to go down. The secure will follow slowly but steadily. And that yet again, oh, that bounces back and will force Rafael to go aggressive a bit. Take control of the basement corridor right here as Expo is waiting patiently with the shotgun, but it will be peeked by Rafael, who's now going crazy. Is going to be able to pick the second one. No, not yet. Draven manages to stay alive. Actually managed to get a kill in extra as well. Prano then responds as well to 2-on-2 indeed. Shaiko very low on HP. Playday going for that plant. The Secret needs to go for a retake here as the diffuser now gone down. Shaiko is waiting in the little cubby. Playday is just... Is Prano going all the way around? I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's going all the way around. Right? Yeah. He definitely is, and Shaiko, however, is in the meantime going to be cutting down the back. Indeed, Draven had no clue, and that leaves Prano in a 1-on-2 situation, and they surely must know he's going to be coming from the top floor into the laundry right there. Don't drop hatch, please. That is going to be giving away all your information, all your surprise, the fact that you might have... Oh, he drops hatch. Okay, well, there we go. He gets taken down. It's BDS to win it. It's a GG to come in, and a third consecutive 7-1 for them to finish off. Well, their day for us now.
It's so hard when you know that BDS like to play this aggressive kind of roam game. Not even a roam game, I should say, sorry. An aggressive defense is the best way to describe it, because you look at any of those rounds, never once did you see all 5 players sat still. They were always moving left to right. They were checking doors. They were moving forwards, moving backwards, whatever it is to keep the other team guessing and also be constantly trying to make opportunities for themselves there. Why on earth you would assume that post-plant 2 of them would sit still is a little bit beyond me, and ultimately forcing it into a 2 versus 1 in 2 situations rather than it being a 2 versus 2 and playing for trades. Questionable decision at the very end there coming out of the side of Secret, but ultimately BDS now. They've made a fair case. It doesn't matter if it's on a fragging map like Coastline or Consulate. It doesn't matter if you want to take us to something that's a bit more strategically driven like Oregon. We're going to beat every single team 7-1. Who is going to be the first team to break that curse?
That is definitely going to be the question. Who is the team that will be able to stop BDS in the European League Stage 1? Analysts, what do you think?
Thank you so much, Hap. Yes, we are back. Dev, we will pull you even further into Europe now because watching how BDS were playing this was so beautiful. Now, I start off with that, Jess. Their droning was on point. I want you to kind of try to dig deeper into it.
Look, there's a term we call hot droning, and it's when the attackers follow a drone within about 2 to 3 meters. They try and follow the drone very carefully, and whoever's using the drone will give direct callouts that they can act on simultaneously. Now, BDS was hot droning, but not only were they hot droning, they had sometimes 2 and even 3 people behind the hot drone. I mean, this coordination is unbelievable. It's unprecedented for a long time, and I know that's a very bold statement to make, but for that kind of hot droning, I've not seen it in that kind of impressive state in a long time.
Yeah, for me, what really stood out about BDS is the way that they bunched up players so they were always focused on the same thing. And in particular, on that last round that you noticed, it was a full commit. Okay, let's suss out Freezer. What's the situation here? Do we need to open the hatch? All right, what's Rioed? And whether there was players entering, players droning it up, like you said, and then, okay, let's rotate, go main stairs. And all the while, they also had a player going from the rear side, from blue and rear tower as well. So you'll notice that they have so much confidence, they can leave a single player over there. And it just feels like, imagine if you're defending against that. It's like, there's a drone. Oh, there's another drone. There's 3 players peeking me. It feels like everywhere you are, you're facing the entire team. And that's because BDS have so much confidence and so much synergy that they're always working together on whatever they were trying to accomplish.
I mean, look at this. At the start of Pro League Season 11, our old format, BDS had only one of the first 3 matches that they played in, and it was against Vitality back then in 7-2. They had problems against Empire, problems as well against G2. Here, 3 Playdays, 7-1s, all 3 of them. They faced, in Playday 1, they faced Vitality. Everybody kind of hyping them up coming into this. Chaos again beat 7-1, and today again versus Team Secret. BDS definitely have to be feared in the future. And as you guys were saying, it's not just about frag-heavy maps. It's about how they're playing together. That hot droning was so beautiful to watch. We were all sitting together in our channel and just saying, wow, that is great teamwork. That's what we're expecting from it. But James, to talk to you about this for a moment, Secret, what was wrong with what they were doing today?
It's difficult to put your finger on one exact thing that went wrong for Secret. In particular, their attacking half, they only managed to get away 1 round. And it's funny because you see the Maverick slip through the ban phase and still KS is hammering on that Kali. We saw Kali and Yana just about every single round. And Secret, it seems like they're kind of tunnel visioned onto, okay, this is the way we played it last time against Na'Vi. This is maybe what we're used to scrimming. We always hammer this Kali because then it doesn't matter if Maverick gets banned. We're still happy to use it. But when push came to shove in those tighter moments, they just fell apart when BDS were just waiting on the bomb site and always had a way to try to push out and cut off in crossfires all of the players that were trying to push in from Secret. So a bit of a stumble there, a bit of a fall for Secret. And then I think if you're going into the second half at a 5-1 deficit, it's just so very difficult to have any confidence in any gunfights, especially when you're coming up against such a methodical team and such a confident team as BDS.
I mean, you saw how confident Shaiko was to know, okay, I have a couple seconds left. I'm just going to fall back. No biggie. It's all completely fine. That said, let's take a look at our rankings. BDS, yet another victory that they put up on the board, which gives them 9 points. Undefeated team so far. G2 just behind them at 5 points. And we see things trailing off for Vitality and Chaos sitting down there at 1 point each. That said, I think we'll be ready to set up for our next game. 3 have already gone through. my wonderfuls. It's Navi versus Rogue. Right after this, quick break.